Hello and welcome to another tutorial of Crud management with MySQL procedural. In our last tutorial, what basically I tried to show, it was all about like how to insert data. So in this particular tutorial, you know that I'll show you how to retrieve data. Retrieve basically means collect. In fact, whatever the data we send to PHPMyAdmin database, and we basically need to show those data in our web page. So that's the main thing. We send the data to PHPMyAdmin, and now we need to show those data in our home page or in our website. Not home page, in our website. So let's see how to do that. It's very simple. Just see once with cautious or with all your concentration. Hopefully it would make sense. So let me just copy and paste my header and footer information. So I will run SQL. So wherever you run your SQL, you need to link your database information. Okay, so just require this. I put in lib folder, library config.php. okay, that's it. Now container, what basically I need first of all to show the data. So very fresh, you see, show all the data from the database. Okay, so obviously by using table, and in Twitter Bootstrap it's very simple to create a table. Let's write one class that is called table. I needed a table border, so simple table and table bordered. That's it. In table we have basically three parts: table head, table body, and table footer. So we need only two things at present: table head and table body. So t head, tr table row, and table heading, table data basically would be considered as ts, table heading. And we basically need 5 information according to the structure: id, student name, role, age, and student email. So just write in this way: student id. So I need 5 information in total. 5. First one is id, second one is name, third one is role, fourth one is, and fifth one basically email. Okay, so if I just come back to my browser and refresh, you see that I got it. Static data, but no problem, we got it. Now in table body we need those when we need to show, if I just browse our data, we need to show those data. So this is very simple. Just write td table row and td table data. So I need, as usual, 5 table data. I mean student ID, name, role, age and email. So let me just write one dummy static data. Name would be right Abdul Razak. I will show you a static way so that you can understand what really going on, or how you can actually design in any page, in any framework. I'm using Twitter Bootstrap, but you can use any framework. So is 21, email, mail.com. So if I just come back, I got it. But this is static data. It's not coming from our website. Our first ID is basically Abdul Malik. So our main challenge, how basically we bring those back. Pretty simple, as I said. Let me take one page to block over here and just write one SQL that is called select query. So select query, put it in a variable called SQL. I need all information, so select asterisk sign mean all from table name. In my case it would be student or user RAG information. Just copy it and paste it over there. That's it. Now we perform the query. I put it in a variable called result, and it would be nice to write query connection SQL. That's the 2 parameter we need. So we stored it in a variable called result, right? Okay. So we store our query in a variable called result. Now what basically we need to check it first of all, how many rows we have. So that's the main concept. I mean, suppose we have at present I have 1 2 3 4 5 ID, I mean 5 users or 5 students. So but what happened, like you have a completely new website. Nobody had been registered yet with your website. So what it will show that no data available, but it will only show when a new user come to your website and register to your from your registration page. Okay, after that you can actually show who actually registered. Okay, this is the main concept. So if it makes sense to you, let me just do it so that you can understand. So first of all, we just need to know how many rows we have at present. So we can write like show the number of rows using if statement. So if any user insert or registered with our registration page, we will show their data, but if not nobody you know that initially when nobody registered his name, I mean initially it's a new website, so nobody will just, I mean nobody can't register his name, so we'll show at that time no data available. I mean it's new for the new website, it will show, but when the website you know that become older, obviously you will get much number of users. So this is the main concept. If it makes sense to you, and if it don't make sense, just let me know. So it's very easy to know how the total number of rows. We use MySQLi numRows. Basically it needs only one parameter, MySQLi resulting. So at present I store it in data query, so MySQL result. So if it is the number of rows is greater than 0, then only print those data. Okay, pretty simple. I mean if the number of rows is greater than 0, so it's 1, obviously it's greater than 0, right? So only it will print it over here. So I put it in a static data so that you can understand. Initially I need just copy and paste it over here, because I'll show you what basically I'm doing. Just see which one basically we need to repeat it. This is our heading, so heading definitely not to repeat it. So we basically use while loop to repeat the same thing. So this data, I mean student ID, I mean this structure basically will repeat couple of times. I mean we have like 4 students, so it will repeat 4 times. The more actually we get user, it will repeat, the more we actually I mean student have been registered with our website, so something like that. So it will actually repeat in this way. So what basically I need, already you know that that's where it's coming. So what basically I need to run one loop. Pretty simple. I mean if I just show you once, it will be enough. Just write output the data of each row while loop. So the function I basically use, that is called MySQLi fetch soc. So what basically this function do, sorry, it will be fetch soc. What basically this function do, it's just store our data as an associative array. So I need to just store this function in a variable called row, and as a parameter just passed my query. I store it in a variable called result, right? Okay, now come over here, and if he got any data, he will actually you know that show it. So simply you just copy and paste it, simply copy and paste it, see what happened. Yeah, simply copy and paste it, and let me just delete this because we don't need it. So at present, which one actually remain last, that is our table ending tag. So we started our table over here, so we need to you know that make it, or I mean we need to close it. Pretty simple. Just I take a table, that's it. Okay, that's it. just delete our static, all our static data. Now what will happen if we just keep it? You will see that I will get Abdul Razak for 4 times, because this is actually what we want. It will repeat the same way. But why it's not coming from the data? Because we do not have Abdul Razak 4 times. We have Abdul Malik 1, Abdul Rahman, Abdul Latif, ID number 3, ID number 4, basically Sultana Razia. It's not coming because this is our static data. So simply delete all the static data and just write your dynamic code. So in between HTML code, if you want to write PHP code, we need to use 2 quotation and then double period. Then it's an MySQL fetch assoc. As I said that it is stored our data as an associated array. So I store all the data in a variable called row. So I have to collect one by one. First one, it would be like ID. Let's see, ID 1 2 3 4, because we have 4 data. Okay, simply copy and paste to save my time. Second one basically is my st name. This one basically, this one, okay, your own name. Refresh, you see. So does it match with our PSC map? Yes, it does match. Then role. Sorry, role. I forget to keep one quotation. Then age, and last one basically an email. You can understand. Okay, so we got actually what we want. It's coming from our database. Now I need 2 extra things, couple of extra things. First one, I need to go back to my browser, to my home page from this particular page. So index.php basically is my home page. So back to home page, and let me just decorate it using a couple of class of Twitter Bootstrap, button class, btn success, btn sn. I need another line to insert the data. So insert.php instead of index.php. So btn primary insert data. Okay, so if I come back, you see that, come to my home page, show data, insert data, show data. So it's working, and it's working fine. So let me insert another data, like Abdul Majid. See, I can see it. Okay, so our insert, retrieve data or show data has been finished, but let me just give one couple of minutes. We in this particular page we also want to make sure that we can actually get access to edit it and delete it. So we will make tutorial for edit and delete. Just I want to that do some small work so that we can actually do it. So what basically I'm saying, take another table heading and just write action, so it appears. What it will do, table data. At present we don't need PHP data, we need to link. I'm sorry, href edit delete. Let's take another pipe. So if I come back, you see that I could do link for edit and delete. And just for the decoration purpose, what I like to do, it's a very simple one. Just write span I'm using Twitter bootstrap blip icon, so GLIPHIC1 blip icon. First one is edit, so just visit your home page. You will see that for edit there is an icon for edit. Let me just show you. You see that edit icon, one space. Okay, it's too much. So edit, and there is another icon for delete, which is called that is called trash. So let me just copy this. See, I got two things. Okay, but it's a static link. You see that? Just look over here. It's a static link, but because it's not showing that which IT we want to edit or which IT we want to delete. So how to make it dynamic? Pretty simple. All you have to do, just create two pages for edit and delete. So let me just create two pages. For edit, it would be like update.php, and for delete, it would be like delete.php. Okay. So in our href, update.php, delete.php. So update.php it would be like id, and how basically we want to target this. So it's very simple. All you have to do, just write it's a stem in between HTML. If you write PHP, you know that you have to write single quotation, and in between you have to write double period. So simply copy our ID. That's it. So if I just come back and refresh, you see now what it says. It's our first ID. Just look over here, ID ID number 1. Okay, something like that. See, ID number 2, 3, 4. Just at the bottom of the left side of your screen, ID number 5. So it's working. Same thing I will apply over here. That is ID. See, it's working. So that's it, guys. To be honest, just take one space so that it looks a little better. Okay, a little better, but it's not the way actually I want. So that's it from that how we can retrieve our data or show our data. In our next tutorial, I will show you how to basically we edit our data, update our data, basically update our data and delete our data. So till then, bye.